I'm sitting here rambling, and you're just like, yeah, mm-hmm, uh-huh. I thought you were like writing back to like somebody jumping in on the live show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did write back because they said they couldn't hear you, so I fixed it.
Oh God damn.
Shit.
Well, shit. Let me try to find my thoughts again. Well, okay, I'll just jump into it. Okay, so the first time I knew that I was going to be a man for the rest of my life was when I came downstairs and I saw Shannon Tweed on TV. I guess my parents had left the TV on or something.
90210?
No, 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 Shannon Tweed.
Who's that?
Shannon Tweed?
Yeah.
Oh, I think the movie was Heat of the Night, not to be confused with In the Heat of the Night, just Heat of the Night.
Great show, by the
Um,
way.
Great show,
Great show.
underrated show,
Yeah.
underrated premise. And she's getting her blouse undone. And I think that might have been the first time I saw soft core porn if she was bent over the pool table. Nobody was playing pool at the time, but there was a jealous husband looking through the other window over the bar. Might have been my first cuckold experience too.
Oh shit.
Somebody was actually taking her out, but of course, um, it didn't get far past the areolas because again, TNA, Skinemax,
Not yeah. That
right,
wasn't kosher back in the day.
wasn't kosher.
After nine,
Also,
but
side note,
until after 9 o'clock.
right until after 9 o'clock. There wasn't any gratuitous nudity in this movie that we're talking about now.
No, there was zero.
Hmm.
But there was gratuitous violence.
But was it so violent that you actually like thought to yourself, "Man, this is a violent movie"?
Nah, it was comical.
It was comical, right?
It was along the lines of, honestly, I would say like Austin Powers.
Yeah, I could see that. Everything was kind of bouncy. How you feel about that Green Goblin truck?
I fucks with it. And
I
he was
fucks with it
delivering
too.
toys.
What kind of a creepy, sadistic, scary ass fucking toy company is driving through the night with that as their face? You know, that's their PR guy. Like, don't worry about it. This Green Goblin face is gonna appeal to all the kids. What happened to Jeffrey the giraffe? You know,
Th- I mean, well, I mean, apparently he grew up.
apparently he grew up and died a horrible death.
Called bankruptcy, which
Did
is
you
a
catch Commissioner
bitch.
Gordon from Batman '89 showing up? Good old Pat Hingle himself.
Yes, I did. He went hard as shit too.
He had some rocket launchers.
Why was he just
You
like,
know,
reload me? Reload me. I'm ready. Let's do it.
I mean, what convenience store owner in Wilmington, North Carolina, does not have rocket launchers? Riddle me that, Batman.
I mean, you can pick them up at the surplus store.
Can you really get a rocket launcher at a regular military surplus store?
You can get the shell, like, or you can get the rocket, the launcher itself, but it's not loaded. So
Okay,
there's no munitions in it.
but he had like a bunker apparently, like full of munitions.
Yeah, yeah. He reminded me of Homeboy from Tremors.
Good call. Good call. Other sick pull, by the way.
Yeah.
Why haven't we done Tremors?
We need to do Tremors. That was one of my favorite movies. Like when
Have
I
I
was
done
growing
Tremors?
up.
I feel like I've done Tremors. At least the first one. I've never seen all of them, but I've always kind of wanted to. There's been a part of me that's always kind of wanted to track down all the Tremors movies and watch them.
The first one was the legend. Like
Absolutely.
it
I don't think I've
was.
seen any of them after that.
I think I saw Tremors 2.
Yeah.
I believe I did. It
I mean, you
it,
got
it
that
did not
Kevin
live up
Bacon.
to it. It didn't live up to anything.
No, I'm
It was
sure. Yeah,
bad.
no. You had Reba McEntire showing up for a good time.
Looking amazing.
I mean, I know you love those redheads.
Oh, you can't help it.
There
Like
was no redheads in this. There was no. I don't know who the would-be love interest would be. Emilio Estevez is in this movie, kids. By the way, Emilio fucking Estevez. Do you think he gets to shine at all in this movie? Does he go full Emilio?
no, he doesn't. He actually went on record and said that this was the worst movie he ever did.
Emilio,
Yeah.
and he's done some questionable roles before.
He said that was the worst movie he ever did.
Do you think AC/DC looks back on this movie and goes, "Why did we do the whole soundtrack?"
Nah, they got paid. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
I don't picture AC/DC giving a fuck about anything.
I mean, you got "You Shook Me All Night Long," right?
Great song.
That's a great song. That's off this soundtrack. Then you got "Hell's Bells." That's also off the soundtrack. Another great song.
Yep.
But the title one, "Who Made Who?" I mean, that's my jam, and I'm sad that you can't hear it because when that the drums come in, you can't hear that shit. Oh man, I'm cranking it.
Yeah, I can't hear a thing. Good ass microphone.
You gotta talk to the Zoom people, you know.
You got a good ass microphone. That's what's going on.
Hey, listen, we don't want the fucking suppression mics. We want to be able to fucking hear everything, you know?
Everything.
Everything.
Well, you probably got your shit set to like unidirectional or some shit.
Nah, I just checked it earlier. It said put one dick in the hole and find out who comes out for more. Which I thought was a very specific instruction for a microphone, but I didn't question it.
You're just like, oh, in the hole? Do I spit on it first?
Right. Do I spit on this microphone? Let me see. No, okay. All right. Let's be respectful though. Let's not get so vulgar all of a sudden just because we have male and female inputs over here. You know?
See, that's where they be fucking up.
That's where they be fucking up. What are you looking up now? What is this?
No, I'm just double checking the sound. We good.
Motherfucker. Hey.
Huh.
If you saw this movie for the first time, which I think you did, right? This is the first time you saw it.
This was my first time watching it, yes. Do
you hate me more or less than you already did before from asking you to watch this movie?
Oh, I loved it. Look, it's right up my alley. It's just gratuitous violence. And even if I didn't like the movie, when it got to the point of the soda machine, I love the movie.
Interesting. Is that your favorite scene, the soda machine that takes all those kids?
Fuck them kids. Absolutely.
Even when Homeboy like blocked a few of them with his catcher's mask and was like catching a few of those.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
But now, like them kids was running and that motherfucker was spitting. Just pow.
I actually think like if they remade this movie, the way to open it would be to remake that scene where he's riding through the neighborhood and he's looking at all the chaos ensue. Like that would be the way I would start the movie. Like the kid is riding through his neighborhood on a normal summer day. Let's say he's like 10, 11, riding a bike, and it starts with he sees something on the front yard. Oh, that's weird. And then he sees other people out there in the yard, and like the lawnmower is like running over a guy, and then he sees like somebody through a window in a house like getting slaughtered by a fucking, I don't know, garbage disposal or some shit. And obviously you can make it campy if you want, but that would be my way to do it because I feel like setting it off the way they did it in this was like, right out the door it was camp, and I feel like the camp hurt them in this, because it wasn't like tongue-in-cheek clever camp. It was like just straight up camp.
It was full.
Because even when it came out, it got shitty reviews. Like people hated it even in '86.
Well, because I think everyone was expecting Christine.
Yeah, think about it. He had Christine. You're right. He had Cat's Eye. He had
Lawnmower Man.
Well, that was later.
Okay.
But he was on a roll. I think he even had Stand By Me. Like, so there was some noteworthy, I should say, adaptations leading up to this.
So
it's not like he was like, a no-name guy.
So they pulled it out and they were like, yeah, you know what? Let's have Steven direct this. I felt like they knew.
You think they knew? The studios knew?
I think they knew.
I don't think they did because I think it was Della Laurentiis or whatever, and they did like the Conan. They did the Conan Barbarian movies and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were just looking for a quick buck, and they were like, "Oh, we'll make all kinds of money. We got Stephen King on board,"
And they're like, Stephen King, he wrote and's gonna direct this motherfucker?
Well, it's gonna be a fucking cash cow.
Shit. It was not.
Do you ever think about devices coming to life and murdering you though? Like for real?
No, not really.
Never.
I got like real people problems. I don't have to make shit up.
But I'm saying like in your back of your mind, like your imagination, like you never think about like, for some reason I always think about the garbage disposal.
No, you have
every time I use that bitch, I'm like, is this motherfucker gonna fuck my shit up one of these days? Like when you got like when I turn it off and I got to get something out of there, I'm always like, this shit's gonna fucking randomly come on because my wife put a goddamn avocado skin down there and the whole thing's fucked up.
Oh yeah, and the coffee grounds and shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got my fucking hand in there and a knife and shit and like trying to, I got some barbaric tools. I'm Fred Flintstoning it up.
Yeah, but like, have you thought about just using ice?
What do you mean?
Just put ice and Dawn in your garbage disposal and turn the bitch on. It'll clean that shit
That's
right off.
that cleans it out.
It cleans it out.
So if you got something stuck, just put some ice and some Dawn in there.
Something stuck like it's not spinning.
Yeah,
Oh, if it's not spinning, yeah, you gotta get up in there. Honestly, you're
that's what I'm
better
saying.
off taking it off from the bottom and just dropping it and then cleaning it out that way.
See, and here I thought you were about to fucking, indulge me, humor me, because we got a podcast. But no, you're turning it into fucking fix your goddamn uh garbage disposal one-on-one, getting all mechanic on me.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Just drop it from the bottom and then
Oh
you clean
my
it
God.
out.
Of course it's hard to fucking do that. What do I look like? Do I look like I'm taking apart garbage disposal in my spare time?
You're not. Yeah, you're right. You don't.
So
You,
I'm just so humor me. So okay, not the garbage disposal. Let's say you're fucking changing your oil on your car because I forgot you do that from time to time.
all the time.
You don't think for a second like, oh man, this thing just could fucking come
Is it
on me.
gonna come on me?
I mean,
I've never thought about my car coming on me. I mean, it's like maybe falling off the jack stands and crushing me, but coming on me. No, I don't think
well,
that's
there
been
you
the
go.
thing.
So you worry about gravity. You don't worry about cars coming to life.
Yeah, no, not
But gravity terrifies you.
no. Harbor Freight tools terrify me. We've all had those sketchy jack stands once in our life, and that shit ain't cool.
And even I can relate to that, kids. That's right. Heard it here first.
Yeah, but outside of that, no, I've never thought about machines coming to life.
I always turn everything off before I fucks with it.
Are you an unplugger?
I unplug shit.
But okay, when you fucks with it, you have to go into depth. Like, what do you mean you fucks with it?
Like if it's a tool, like a weed whacker or some shit, I'm unplugging that bitch before I fucks with it.
So you ain't even got a gas one.
No, I got an electric one. Well, I don't have one anymore because I don't have a house anymore. But when I had one, I would weed whack some shit, right? And you know how those bitches, when you're fucking really getting into it, you gotta like fucking replace the thread every now and then. And I fucking unscrew that bitch. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah,
I'm not fucking with this shit. So I don't plug that bitch every time. Cause it's out of that or a fucking out of the blue, you get a text, a mangled text from a mangled hand, Nick Stevens. And you're like, what the fuck happened to you, bitch ass? And I'm like, oh, I'm telling you right now, dog. You made fun of me, but
your hand looking like the butler from Scary Movie 2.
oh, bro. And I'm like just dipping it in the fucking pancake batter,
Oh,
you know?
the mashed potatoes, you got stirred up. You
Bro.
know, it's a strong hand.
And I know you'd still come over to the garage and hang out with me, even with a mangled hand. And I
Yeah,
know
I
you
mean, we
wouldn't say shit
boys.
to me to my face, but behind my back, you'd probably be like, I really wish he had turned that bitch off.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, yeah, you should unplug that, bro.
Like, do you turn the lights off when you change a light bulb?
Sometimes I don't
I
because
always do.
no, because it's a light bulb. What's gonna go wrong?
Bro, anything could happen.
It's a light bulb.
Bro,
I keep the
the
lights on
amount of,
and screw it in so I make sure the new light that I'm putting in is good.
I mean, you test it first, so you know which one is which. And then you put it on, then you turn it.
Nah, it's a light
Oh
bulb.
shit. Man, when I'm up there, I gotta make sure everything's off because I don't want, something pops.
I live dangerous, I guess, but nah.
I lived in some questionable hobbles though when I was growing up. Not growing up, but in my early adolescent years, in that famous city down in the south of Virginia.
It's
And some of those buildings were built way beyond our time.
way
And the
beyond.
circuitry wasn't always up to code. So you had to,
You adapted.
You had to. I mean, I saw light bulbs just shatter one time when I turned shit on.
Shit.
I mean,
Like
either
a
that or it was
night,
a
like a
fucking
1920s pit like camera.
dude. I shit you
Pop.
not. I think you might have even been hanging out that same night with us when it happened.
We've been in some sketchy places in that place that should not be named.
Right. We won't name it. It's like that play that we won't name.
There's lots of them.
No. Anyway,
Yeah, but Maximum Overdrive, great,
yeah.
great beat.
Great.
It honestly, if it came out on the Sci-Fi Channel, no one would bitch about it.
No one would bitch about it.
It would be a straight up B-rated movie. It is what it is. It's nothing crazy. It's a fun watch.
What is your favorite scene outside the kids?
Outside the kids,
Do you like that electric knife just cutting that woman's fucking hand off?
I fuck with the electric knife.
Do you like Gus Fring getting electrocuted by the arcade?
Was that Gus?
That was Gus.
Son of a bitch. That's the only.
And
I mean, this guy
why
can't
did
win.
why did he have a Twinkie in his hat? I have to ask you this question.
That's some 80s shit. I don't even know. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess he was gonna be hungry at some point, and Twinkies
Okay.
don't go bad.
Okay, but it was like stuffed in the hat.
Oh, so Gus got killed by the arcade machine. The steamroller. I like the steamroller kill where it crushed that kid.
That was pretty horrible, wasn't it?
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was
I
pretty
love
metal.
that shit.
That's pretty brutal.
I mean, it was basically. I think that's where Austin Powers got that steamroller kill from.
Was it that, or was it from Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who was first?
Well, I guess this would have been first, technically.
So Roger
Who
Rabbit could have
Framed Roger
stolen
Rabbit
from.
has Judge Doom, and he's doing the slow. I can't even do it because my voice is so fucked up. But he's like screaming high pitched screams.
He's just like,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean and then he does the whole was I can't even do it. I can't, my voice is like fucked. I feel like I just needed to narrate like it was a 1969 evening. Did you hear that? It was an evening in 1969. Why would I say 1969 first? It's a 1969 evening, the kind of 1969 evenings that happen in 1969.
So the events that happened yesternight.
Let me try that Michael Caine bit. It might work better now that we have more fluidity and people can actually see and hear me. Oi, I'm Michael Caine, and I'm Red Tornado. Hold on. I'm the Red Tornado. What was it? How did it go? Now listen, you're going to look me in the eye or don't look me in the eye, but I'm Red Tornado. Oi.
It was
Now
something
listen.
about him being broken and he
Now
was
listen.
just glitching.
Yeah, Red Tornado's on the fritz. Wait, who's going to fix him? Oi, I'm Red Tornado. Now either you look me in the eye or you don't look me in the eye, but I'm Red Tornado.
Boom, there it is.
And
everyone's like, yeah, okay,
played
we
by
get
Michael Caine.
Terrific. Please fix this motherfucker.
Hey man, I don't fucking fix droids. All right.
You fix the damn droids.
That's my Mr. Terrific voice. Hey man, I don't fix droids.
You're like, look, the
He
parts
moves his
that
glasses.
like I can't even find the parts, and even if I could, they cost too much. Now here comes Bruce. Damn the cost.
Terrific, Mr. Terrific. Can you fix Red Tornado? Hey man, the fuck I look like to you, huh? You think I'm here to fucking what am I fucking Radio Shack? I'm fucking
I would love a Mr. Terrific Radio Shack reference. That would be the shit.
Just for us. Just for us. And then Batman comes in. What seems to be the problem? Terrific. Yeah, what? He goes, no, I'm just saying terrific. Oh, I thought you meant me.
Oh, I mean, I
No.
thought you was telling me I did a good job and shit.
Batman's never said terrific. Oi, we never heard you say terrific, Batman. Red Tornado, is that you? What's wrong with your voice? Oi, I'm Red Tornado. Now, Either you look me in the eye or you don't look me in the eye, but I'm Red Tornado.
Actually,
What do you
this cold has really helped that Red Tornado bit.
why do you sound like Michael Caine? No reason? No. Shove off.
Shove off. And they call him a pikey.
Pikey.
Still
Interesting.
don't understand what that means.
It appears the same man who played my butler in the fantastic trilogy, probably the greatest trilogy of all time,
It's not.
is also the voice. I'm sorry, is also the voice of Red Tornado.
It's not the greatest trilogy of all time. I'm sorry. I know you're.
I mean, it is.
You're
I mean,
partial.
it is for obvious reasons.
No, you're partial, but it's not the greatest.
It's the only trilogy that's ever been made that flows all the way through in terms of theme, in terms of character development, in terms of story. I'm not saying other trilogies weren't good, but other trilogies haven't been able to catch that flow. Example, even the first Star Wars trilogy, the theme goes
Are you kidding me?
100%. By the time they get
Are
to
you?
Return of the Jedi, everybody's pissed because of the goddamn Ewoks. Okay?
First of all, I love the Ewoks.
I love them too. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that. We've never been
Return
more
of
on
the
the same
Jedi
page.
was my favorite one.
You're not wrong for saying that.
Everyone loved Empire, but I was like, I like
I
Return
love
of the
Empire
Jedi.
too. I know Empire's the best one, but I love that you love Jedi because I love it for that opening scene alone. Everybody's looking at each other and they're just nodding. Like, yeah, you know what's up. And then that green lightsaber comes out of nowhere. Come on.
And then it's game on. It's on.
It's game on. You're not wrong for that. I'm just saying, in terms of like theme and like tone and character development, I feel like it's the smoothest trilogy to ever exist in our time.
Oh,
And yes, it happens to have Batman in it too.
it's still not the best. It's not the best trilogy.
Well, it sure as hell is better than the fucking Home Alone trilogy.
I forgot that there was a third one.
Actually, is there a third one? Or a fourth? There's a fourth one, isn't there? I guess you can't count it because Macaulay Culkin left.
With it, yeah, because like, I mean, what about like the original Karate Kids?
You can't count those.
Why not?
The trilogy?
Yeah, they had a trilogy.
Oh, I thought after 2 it jumped to
Hillary Swank. But Miyagi was still in it, so it was still in the Karate Kid verse.
Back to the Future doesn't count either, does it? I mean, it's a trilogy, obviously, but
Back to the Future counts.
We forget that third one. We don't talk about that third one.
It was not good.
What about Turtles?
Turtles 3 was not good.
Yeah, and the suits were different.
The suits were different. They went to samurai times.
It wasn't Raph enough.
No, yeah. They should have went a little too Raph, and they refused to. They refused to do it. I didn't like it.
Was there anything about Maximum Overdrive that was a little too Raph?
I mean, it started off with Stephen King making his cameo in his own movie in his own directorial debut, get called an asshole by an ATM. Shit just went south from there.
If you had to rate this thing, I mean, we've been on the air for a few years now. Should we go over our rating system?
Yeah, for the people in the back. Some people ain't heard them yet.
Okay. We have 7 beautiful ratings on this show to describe our love and adoration for all films. Because we like to focus on positivity. In a world full of negativity, why be any more negative than we already are? When it takes years to erect a monument and seconds to knock it down, here we are to uphold our positive values. At the top of the heap we have, this is really working out for me.
Bro, you sound good. You sound so sultry.
We have quality of work good, movie theater good, home video good. Catch it on cable good, sick with the flu good, and solitary confinement good. I realize that's only 6 ratings, so the 7th one would have to be take apart your dildo good.
I don't even know how that makes sense, but
Because you're taking it apart because you're afraid it's going to come to life and kill you. I mean,
that's okay. So that's like new fear unlocked.
right.
Got
Right.
it. Got it.
Like, but it's the movie's so good and yet bad. It's the bottom worst rating because you're taking apart your dildo slash vibrator because you're like, this thing might kill me, you know?
I may die.
Right.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'm gonna take apart this one thing that's been getting me off for the last several weeks.
Gotta take the batteries out. Hopefully you ain't got them lithiums in there.
Oh, this is the plug-in joint, like the 3-prong plug-in joint you plug in. It's got the full power.
Oh shit.
Or you can screw it onto a power tool. Somebody showed me that trick before too. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, they exist. That's the thing.
But
Swear
anyway,
I've seen
those
it.
are the ratings. Yeah, yeah, seen it.
I
So where are we
would
at?
I would go honestly for me, this would be a catch on cable good.
It's it on cable. Interesting.
If this was on, I would leave it on in the background while I'm like cooking some food, doing some background shit. But it's enough gratuitous violence to keep my attention.
I would have to say if I'm in solitary confinement and somebody slid this under the door, I might slide it back.
God damn.
I really like it doesn't have anything in this for me. Like
It's
I really because even the stuff that I thought would be funny, like watching it again, because I haven't seen it in years, I was like more annoyed that I rented this movie to watch it. Not annoyed at the request, by the way, from our faithful listener. I love this. I love watching shit like this. I love getting requests. So please, please, please. I just feel like maybe I'll say this. I think I would have had a more of a good time watching this, maybe like with a bunch of friends, like on a couch, just fucking hanging
bro,
out,
we
eating
could
some
just
snacks.
clown it. We can just make
Yeah,
fun of it the entire time
for real.
and just cut up.
But I
Mystery
got a little
Science
head cold. Yeah,
3000 type shit.
100%. You know, but I got a little head cold thing going on. I'm kind of isolated. I'm watching this on a little small screen. It wasn't the same. Then I started watching Puss in Boots, and
The
I
new
have to
joint?
say it's probably one of the new joint.
Yeah.
And I have to say it's probably one of the greatest movies of 2022.
Seriously.
It's 100% fantastic
I mean,
on every
I
level.
love the first two? I think he had two of them.
Dude, I have to say this movie Puss in Boots, it's I wish I'd seen it in the theater. It's fucking awesome.
Did you cry?
I haven't cried, but I also have like 10 minutes to go, so maybe I'll cry at the end.
It's the Puss in Boots movies are great. They couldn't have chosen a better character to do a spin-off from Shrek.
Dude, it's great. And the funny thing about it is like you don't even need to have watched any of those to like this movie. There is like a little reference in there, um but yeah, you're right. I mean, I love Antonio Banderas or Banderas. Selma Hayek shows up for a good time. And by the way, shout out to my wife. I love my wife because my wife just texted me out of the blue the other day with a picture of Selma Hayek then via Desperado days,
Yeah.
and then a picture of her like now,
The, she gave
and
you
with a cat
the
and with a
thinner now?
caption. She was like, "Yeah, she definitely did something to her tits. I mean, look at those things; they're fucking popping out."
They're massive.
Right. And
And
I
we
was just
love
like,
her for
God,
it.
I love her for it, and I love you for acknowledging that I'm not fucking crazy. That out of the blue, those titties,
Just
they're getting so big.
the Toskies was massive.
Even when she's voicing this cat in this movie, this family movie that I'm watching by myself in the dark with my baby boy snuggled up under me, and I'm fighting the urge not to just run off and rub one out because I can just hear Selma's voice, even though she's portraying a cat.
But that's all you need.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Her voice is iconic.
Iconic.
We love that woman. Yeah. And then because I picture her voice saying, "Don't do it, Bruce."
Don't. But she would say it like this. Bruce, don't do it. Not yet. because these are titties. They're so huge.
He's like,
And
mm-hmm.
Thanos wipe out all the population. But
Kill,
these are Tatsuki.
kill them all.
Yeah, every single last one. Don't worry.
And he's like, okay.
Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife. It was a great movie. The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife.
It was
And even
good.
Red Tornado. Red Tornado's like, I said either you look me in the eye or you don't. Like, God, look at those huge tracts of land. You know? And he can't wait to get in there.
And it's terrific. It's like, okay, he's fixed. All we needed was the titties to break him out the loop.
That's all we needed. That's all we ever needed.
Dude, yeah. But I love that. Yeah, no, I got to check out that new Puss in Boots. I mean, it's a fun watch. Like, there's one night not too long ago, I watched that movie Storks.
Never saw that one.
The animated movie about, storks and shit.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I don't know why I did that.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was such a good movie. I just threw it on randomly because I was bored. I was like, this is fucking hilarious.
Guess I'll have to watch it now.
Yeah, it's good. Baby boy, he'll love it.
If Schuler gives it the thumbs up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even though fuck them kids, I'll still watch a kid's movie. Because most of them are for us anyway.
Most of them are.
Like, we learned that from the original Shrek. Like when they had...
And then we're big kids.
We are big kids. Like, they had that shit going on with the... when, like, he was trying to get away and he was doing the white Bronco chase. And, like... all of us were like, haha, OJ.
OJ. Oh, James.
Hey there, Twitter world.
What leave you with this anecdote? Oh God, I don't even know if I can. This anecdote. So I'm at the moon base. And I'm just doing my thing as one does at their moon base. There's a woman on the other side of my little workspace area at said moon base. She's only there for a little while. She's there to support us for a brief amount of time. She's on loan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She may or may not be from another part of the world. She's got an accent. I can't quite stick it. Anything that's not Italian sounds like Gal Gadot to me. She's an older woman, She looks at my workspace. She sees all these action figures, She's like, she sees Batman. She sees Man Bat,
Gotta have
she sees Harley Quinn.
14-inch wingspan.
Got the 15-inch
wingspan. Shit, goddamn.
Don't get it twisted.
My bad. I mean to insult.
So Kirk Langstrom's in the back with Wonder Woman, Barbara Gordon showing up for a good time. We even have She-Hulk and Swamp Thing up top next to my plant. Got a few guys hanging around. She's like, "Oh, you have friends." I said, "Yeah, I'm just what can I say? I'm a collector, and they kind of trickle in. I got a problem, because I know that ribbing's coming. I can anticipate that there's going to be some ribbing."
Yes,
she goes,
Shaman is on the way.
Shaman's on the way. She says, "Oh, I have son who would love these. He would love to play with these." And I'm thinking she's got like a man son, because she's older. She's older than me.
Yeah.
Even if by a few years, I'm thinking she has an older son. The way she said it, like, oh, okay. She has a grown nerd son like me. Forget that I'm 40, And she goes, I go, "Oh, how old's your son?" And she goes, "He's 6.
You're like, God damn it.
I said, "Oh, okay, but it gets worse. The punchline's coming." I said, "Yeah, well, I got a 5-year-old too. Actually, he's about to be 6, and he doesn't care about any of these. Actually, it's funny because she was like, 'Does he play with him?' I was like, No, he doesn't care about Batman. He likes cars. He likes building things, And she goes, 'That is because he is a man, and you're but a boy.'"
God, that's deep,
dude. It like, I was like, she shat on me, but it fucked me up, like in a good way. I was like, oh.
Did you go into like the thinker pose?
I did.
You were just like,
the whole,
I mean, not I'm thinking, but the thinker.
Oh, I thought she meant the thinker. from Flash.
No, the statue.
Oh, right. I did think about it, and then I thought to myself, fuck it.
And fuck her.
I am a boy. I am a boy.
Yes.
And then Pal was like, you should have said, nah, baby, I'm the real Peter Pan.
What?
I'm the real Peter Pan. I don't know. I thought you were gonna jump into a beat with me, and we were gonna be like,
I don't know about the real Peter Pan. Sorry,
right.
that one's above me. I apologize.
I just think it's a great one-liner.
I'm the real Peter Pan.
Come be here.
But then motherfuckers is like, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, I know. But, hey, you know what? It's just fiction.
It is just fiction.
We don't take it seriously.
No, we live our lives. We have fun. We're grown men who can afford the shit that we couldn't get when we was kids.
Amen.
Why is that a problem now?
Even though we weren't remotely deprived and had toys, we didn't have it all. We weren't that boy on the street that had every single last fucking one of them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up, I wanted the USSS or the USS flag. My parents weren't gonna get me that shit. A 7-foot G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. My mom would have slapped the fuck out of me for even asking for that shit.
I don't know if mine would have slapped me, but she sure as hell would have been like, well, maybe next year.
You're like, it won't be available next year. You have to get it now.
God damn.
Can we talk about the sense of urgency that those shows put into us as children? That we had to have that toy then and there, right now.
And now. Right. No, absolutely. Sense of urgency.
But actually, it is funny because with my Dragon Dagger, because obviously, anyone who listens to the show, I'm a giant Power Rangers fan. So with the Dragon Dagger, when I was younger, I would probably say it was like 1997, 96, 97. Went to KB Toys in the mall. And I saw the Dragon Dagger for the first time in a store. And I'm like, Mom, please. I'm talking about like, please, baby, please, begging my mom. Please, baby, please.
Please, baby.
Please give me this Dragon Dagger. She's like, hell no. So then I'm like, fine. Every time I went to KB Toys after that, it was nowhere to be found. Sold out. I've only saw it one time. So that's when a couple years ago, my cousin hit me up, was like, yo, they got a Dragon Dagger. I was like, what's your PayPal? Pick that motherfucker up right now. And I'll send you the cash ASAP. So he picked it up. I sent him the money. I went straight to his house to go pick that shit up. Bought batteries and I played with it all night.
Man,
it's nice to get the things that you always wanted. I love that shit.
That's a beautiful story. And you know what? It's true. There's that nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
It really is.
I don't have any nostalgia for the movie we talked about tonight. But I love you, and I love talking about shit with you, and I like this podcast, and I like the people that listen to it. I like meeting new friends. So Mara, and thank you for the shout out, and thank you for reaching out and putting a request out there. Kamikazes, I implore you, as my voice is leaving me, please reach out to us on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, on the Gmail, comingcast@gmail.com. Hit us up. On the YouTubes now.
We will watch anything.
We will watch anything and talk about it. But I can't guarantee we're going to fucking say it's going to be call out of work good.
Well, we'll check it out.
We'll call out of work good. you know?
Just for the sake of it. Yeah, we'll watch that shit.
We'll watch that shit, and we'll watch you every step of the way. Just
What?
set the camera in your room, and we will watch you do anything you want us to watch you do.
While you're sleeping.
Whether you're doing laundry, or you're taking out the trash, or like you're
Cutting the grass, dropping the kids off at
okay.
school.
Like, okay, you're going with a much lighter tone with it. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. I guess we don't want to go into like cuckolding anytime soon. We'll just wait till we have a few more episodes and a few more followers.
Taking a shit.
Oh God.
You'd be like, I love. Oh, girl, what you eat?
You took the flavor for the theatrics a bit literally, didn't you?
You know I'd be nasty.
Oh, we'd be nasty, all right. And listen, kids, don't take us seriously. Whatever we said, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out. Well, shut it down on the StreamYard. It's just fiction.
It's just fiction, people.
Recording stopped.
Oh my God.